The other concept that we have is the concept of co-creation. Both co-creation within the company is also with customers. And you think about certainly the business traveler, to the point of annoyance for me. People, they all have ideas, right? They've all got ideas for that great mobile app for Alaska Air. They've all got that idea for the social app. And so we thought, why don't we just ask the customers and ask the employees rather than invent it
This is
ourselves.
huge for us. I love fast. In fact, I tweeted it to my boss. Someone else I saw tweeted it to the hashtag before we came on stage. We're actually moving that direction as well. In fact, today we're having what we're calling an 8 and run at our company. Something that we've done, we took a page out of Starbucks' book on My Starbucks Idea internally. We have an innovation center up and running where we have 12,000 employees between Alaska and Horizon, and we've set up an innovation site where anybody can add an idea to the list, and all employees can vote them up or down, and then my team with IT will take one and we'll develop it in one day. We give ourselves one day. It's called an 8 and run. It's kind of the 6-hour startup concept, because in our industry you can get bogged down in business rules and red tape and bureaucracy. I think what we need are quick wins and quick fails, and so today we're actually 8 and running how to sell distressed inventory over social media, and the team has one day to figure out how to do that, and then we're going to go test it. Our idea is to try to have try to drill 100 holes into the ground in the course of 6 months, and maybe 3 or 4 of them have oil gushing out of them. Then we'll have to go figure out how to automate those for the big time, but it is a co-creation, very informed risk, fast, rapid iteration testing that we're trying to do to continue to leapfrog the industry. And we want to bring our customers along. Shane actually is one of is a good example of a connected Seattle traveler who has better ideas than we do as airline employees for what customers want. So we're actually going to go out and co-create some work. We're going to launch these iPhone applications, but we're going to have a question mark, your app here sort of concept, so that our customers can step forward. We're going to give away Gold 75K status to the best 5 ideas, maybe even co-develop them. Okay, you came up with the idea, now you develop it and deliver it to us. That way our customers will be on board, and I think it'll be a sticky sort of loyalty driving.
Yeah, and you think about it, right? I mean, in mobile apps, it's been interesting how just because they're small, they're not inexpensive, right? Everybody thinks that a mobile app should be $10,000, but they cost $50 to $100K for every app to build. Well, that gets expensive when you look at the marketing budget Alaska has. So if we can actually roll out 2 mobile apps per month via the crowd, and all we have to do is comp people flight status, that saves a lot of money. Yeah. It builds share for us. So this Wingman Travel App Challenge is coming up. The other thing we're doing a lot of is, and I hear this every day when I tell people we're redesigning this Alaska site. It's been 7 years since you guys have done a major redesign. People literally say to me, don't screw it up, Shane. Don't screw it up, don't screw it up. And so, it's something where there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt about that. And so what we're doing is lots of usability testing. We're doing a progressive rollout, so when the site launches, we're not just one day going from the old site to the new site. Literally, we're doing the biggest A/B split test you can imagine, where literally, we'll turn on 5% of the traffic to the new site, 95% to the old site. And as we see our KPIs, perform, and we tune those, as we get more confident, we'll move more and more traffic over to the new site. So it may take us literally 6 to 8 weeks to go from the old site to the new site as we route that traffic over. I believe, and I think this is fundamental, when you actually look at the mass market and this classic bell curve, the actual amount of people that are tweeting and lurking is really small, right? It's over here on the early adopter stage. And so you think about the Alaska Air customer base, right? It's my mom, right? It's my wife, it's my sister. It'll be my kids here soon. And so when you think about Twitter and you think about social media, what if we could get to that bell curve and get people where, a hashtag, trying to explain that to my mom is damn near impossible. You just can't even, you can talk about it all over, all the time, but it's like, even if she understood one hashtag, it's like, how would she keep up to date with hashtags that she trusts? So what we thought about is, hey, we've got this fundamental functionality of a mobile app that is, what people want from Alaska Air, which is booking your flight, changing your flight, looking at your mileage plan. What if we add on the data from Twitter? And so we created this concept of Travel Pulse, which is really simple. And to Steve's point about 8 hours, one day, we basically are doing a very simple mashup where we're taking the Twitter API, and then we're basically pulling all the data from Twitter into the mobile app. And so the trusted brand of Alaska, we're basically picking the categories and subcategories of hashtags that we basically pull from Twitter and put into this app. So you don't have to think about hashtags. You don't have to think about where you're at. So if you're in Seattle and you're landing at the airport, we're going to have basically different content from Twitter that may be restaurants, hotels, chatter at the airport. You can enter your flight number, and that all pulls the Twitter data in. How many of you are doing multivariate or A/B split testing in your digital channel? Usually we see people doing it at media, but not at the website. And so to my earlier point about, about changing the website and taking risks, what we're doing right now before, as we're doing this big redesign, is we're testing concepts that we're coming up with for the redesign, and we're actually deploying those before we do the redesign to see what works. So to Steve's earlier point about how do we generate more revenue for Alaska, we're trying to generate revenue through people booking cars, hotels, upgrading to first class. So,
We're trying to get people to move their mouse to the right of this screen, get them off the lowest fare, and multivariate testing, 16 simultaneous options on how to do that before we do the redesign. So for us, it's been, I told the team, don't go into the basement and build Frankenstein. This is something that we need to learn as we go. And so to be able to multivariate and measure 16 different experiences to see what moves people's mouse to the right is pretty important for us. It means the difference between losing money and making money on a flight.
So this is the test. We're going to ask you all to vote on which variant you think will perform better. And we're actually using this test right now. So if you clear your cache and look at their site through different browsers, you'll get different experiences. So this is the control group. We've got the standard classes of fare and a matrix. And then we basically tested 3 different versions. So this is variable A, where we have a rollover, and we basically are showing the value add of upgrading to the full flex fare. So how many of you think, compared to this control group, how many think this will perform better than the control group? Just a couple. Here's option B. So just a different design treatment, different value prop in the rollovers on the different fares. So this is B, and this is C. So we ask everybody within Alaska Air and within the agency to vote on which one that we think will perform better. We call it the optimization throwdown. And we actually have everybody sign their name up on which one they think will do better and by what %. And then we actually will give a flight to the people that pick the right one. And what's interesting, every time we do these tests, the more senior people are wrong, and the more junior people are right. And you think about when you show 3 concepts, to any CMO or to any marketing organization, you look at the big dog, and whoever the most senior person is, you agree with that person. You're like, yeah, that option B is the one because that person said that's right. And so we're saying, hey, let's democratize this. Let's make it more transparent. Let's see which one works. When we did this vote, it was pretty evenly split between the 3. And what was interesting is that nothing won. It was a tie. All 3 variants performed differently and at the same level if you look at them in aggregate. But if you break it down and look at what's most interesting is segmentation, right? The different types of audiences, whether it be that Alaskan, somebody in California, the leisure traveler, business traveler, there's different people that react differently. So weekend traffic to the website is different than during the week. And so if we understand that, we can target messages differently and we can get better performance.
We also found some variants upsold better and then some variants converted better. They were really important learnings. So we had options that had higher total revenue because they were converting, looking to book at a higher rate, but then another option was getting people off the lowest fare and upselling better. So right now we're honing this test down to figure out how to do both of those things because they're both very important. And it's important learning before we go into the full-blown redesign. So you're going to see us moving through a fairly significant change in our branding at Alaska Airlines. It's going to still be around genuine and caring service, but it's going to be digital. It's going to be connected, personal, and personalized. I think, especially on the West Coast, as we look at a new set of competitors like the Virgins and JetBlues and WestJets of the world, we have our work cut out for us in acquiring new customers that are actually younger. If you look inside our loyalty program, we're pretty embedded in the baby boomer space. We're also embedded in the Northwest. And so I believe, a digital connected experience is the next good customer experience, the next genuine and caring service for our airline. And with Zaaz's help, we're going through a massive facelift, if you will, on social and mobile around the customer experience. And it's going to be less about the genuine and caring person on the other end of the phone line and more about a personal experience connected via your handheld device.
Great. And thank you. I appreciate the time.
Awesome. Great job, guys. Let's hear it for Shane and Steve.